So I'm sitting here trying to figure out to do a part 2 of my um, dissecting your family lineage video. And all I can really come up with is listen, we can all look at our history, our family lineage, and our ancestry, if it's parents or grandparents or siblings or cousins or aunts or uncles or whoever, right? And recognize that we all have some serious fucking shit, right? In our history, all of it. I guarantee you. If someone can put in the comments that they don't have no history of family bullshit, then woot for you. Because I'll tell you, my family history, I don't know about everybody else's, but I know about mine. I can't speak of anybody else. Letting go of the trauma and the guilt and the shame, because it's been passed down from generation to generation, right? And traditions as well. Whatever part of the globe you're from, it doesn't matter. We all have our own traditions that we abide by, right? Western, Eastern, Northern, Southern, it doesn't matter. There's family traditions that have been pushed down, and a lot of these traditions, if they're not kept, are spewed with guilt trips from our lineage, if they're still here, right? If they're here to get us through whatever it is they get us through, when they see that we're not doing what they think you should be doing, then the guilt trip starts, right? Oh, how come? And no, I'm working so hard, blah blah blah, whatever. So anyway, it's not really where I want to go with this. What I really want to go with this is recognize that when you have a really fucked up family history, whatever that might be, and we can get into what that means, but I think all of us can recognize what. Okay, yeah, I'm sure some of you are nodding your heads right now, going, "Oh yeah, I'm fucking. My family's fucked." Yeah, I come from some pretty fucked up shit. Okay, then welcome to the club. So basically, it comes down to, once you've identified just how fucked up you are and how fucked up your family is, the more you can make light of it. Okay? The more you can literally make light of the fact that you come from a fucked up lineage. And once you make light of it, it kind of removes a lot of that guilt and that feeling bad and that sense of, oh my God, if that's who I am, well, that's who I. Well, no. Here's the thing. You're responsible for your choices and decision making in your world and in your life. If you choose to continue the fucked up family traditions that are occurring, whatever they might be, and I do say whatever they might be, and we know that that's a vast range of situation. So if you choose to just go down that lineage and continue doing this fucked up shit, then what I want you to think about is just sort of step back for a split second. And I know, you're probably blah, blah, but literally step back and think about the people that you're impacting and the environment that you're in. I don't know what it is. I really don't know. But if you're choosing to continue nefarious, devious, negative, toxic activity, because that's what your lineage does, then you own that. You own it. You don't need to lie about it. You don't need to pretend. Own it. And when you own it, you also have to recognize what else you're owning. That nefarious activity and everything that you're doing is impacting everybody in your environment. So when the shit hits the fan, based on whatever activity you've done or haven't done that you should have done or could have done, then you're responsible for that. What you're not responsible for is what your lineage has done. And I mean, you can sit there and think about why and how come, understand the history, understand. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Again, it's your choice to make a decision to either continue down that toxic, traumatic, negative, nefarious, controversial activity, actions, reactions, and how this is impacting everybody around you. And if you're going to make the conscious decision to go down that road, then own it. But is it really the right decision to make? Like, no word of a lie, is it? Really? Because where is this decision going to bring a sense of wellness in the end? Or through the journey, I should say, because going to the end part is almost, life is not about, the end game. Life is about the journey. And when you recognize just how toxic and nefarious and dramatic and negative your past is, whatever these activities are, yeah, we could pinpoint them, but there's no point. You choose to go down these roads, you own it. Take responsibility for these actions. And if you're listening to this and you're realizing that maybe you shouldn't be, then again, it's a choice and a decision that you're making to do that. And there are ways to get out of your routine life process. No matter how far deep down the rabbit hole you are, there is a way out. There's always somebody out there that will give you a hand at some point or another. I know. But here's the thing. You have to trust the universe once you've made a decision to change your activities, change what you're doing and how you're doing it and the choices that you're making because it's impacting your environment. Once you make that decision to do that and you put it out to the natural forces of nature to assist you and guide you through it, I can promise you, I promise, they will do that. But the only way it's going to work, is through purity of heart. You've got to recognize your purity of heart in the decisions and choices that you are making. And when you have that purity of heart, that's when the change really begins. But you have to feel it. You have to know it. And you have to have lived through it to finally come out with a workable decision. And I say workable decision because the decision itself is one step, but that decision has to be workable, right? You have to be able to take that decision and work with it to execute what it is that you want to do. So if you want to get out of your life, then the first steps you need to recognize is exactly what it is that you want to get out of. What are your triggers? What are your reasons? Why? Find your purpose. Ask yourself the right questions to get to the right answers. Understand that your choices are impacting you internally first. And that's why I say purity of heart is so important, because that goes to your soul. That goes to your spirit. That goes to who you are outside of this human body, right? We are souls living in an earthly body. You do realize that, right? The soul is there, and this is just our earthly vessel. So again, when you make that decision to really want to make a change, it has to be pure of heart, which is why also having someone else talk you into change is not going to work. Having someone else walk you into change is not going to work. These are steps that you have to take. And you have to flip the camera around and look directly at you. Forget what's out there. Forget it. Forget your lineage. Now that you've recognized what it is that you need to change, great. But now you need to flip the camera around and start asking yourself the right questions to get to the right answers, to be able to make that real change that will impact not only you, the choices that you're making now, the generation that you're in now, but these choices will impact everybody after you. It's a domino effect. So if you're going to be the first positive change in your lineage, then so be it. Good luck. Make this happen. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be doing more of these. I'm really enjoying doing these, and I'm kind of getting into my groove now. So thanks for tuning in. This is Clearly Stated. You are with Vibrating Minds. And I'll see you on the flip side in my next video. Make the change that you want to be. Become the better version of you for yourself and everybody that you are impacting in your world. Take care. Until next time. Clearly Stated, this is Vibrating Minds.